I don't think anybody listening to this that's a Kentucky fan doesn't love the program. And I don't think anybody listening to this doesn't want to see the success that we've had in the past continue. The great thing about Kentucky basketball is, like today on the show when we were talking about who's the first player you remember. And, Ryan says Kyle Macy, and I say Kenny Walker, and Drew says Travis Ford, and then there's a young woman at the bar that says Patrick Patterson. But all of us hear those names, and memories come up, moments that bond us all together. I mean, that's why we love this. And Kentucky basketball is a special thing that I don't think any other place in college basketball has. We care about it differently. And that is, to me, what makes this place wonderful. There's a reason this isn't everywhere else. This is a different thing here. This is a culture here that's different. This is part of our culture. It's part of our lives. So we do care a lot.
This fan base, you people are crazy, right? Yeah. They ask me about why are they crazy? Are we supposed to win every game? Yeah. By 20. If we win by 15, what's wrong with the Cats?
And I'm tired of being told to stop caring or being told to not hold it to a standard. Since the UCLA game, me personally, but it's not just me, it's people who are listening that agree with me, have been told over and over that they are the problem. That we complain too much, we whine too much, our expectations are too high. I thought to myself during the second half, I'm done with that. Because the people that say that, I don't think understand what this is. This is the gold standard. This is the greatest program in the country. And we can't have what we've had these last 2.5 years. We just cannot. We had the worst season since they started rolling a basketball out on the court 2 years ago. Now, you could say it was COVID. That's true. But it was COVID everywhere. And we still had it was not like we played against non-COVID teams. And we still had the worst record ever. And some guys on that team went on and had a pro career and are doing pretty well. Like Brandon Boston. Then last year, we lost to St. Peter's. Now, we did a lot of good things last year. I'm not going to deny that. Last year was fun for a lot of the year. But our last two games was an embarrassment against one of our biggest rivals, and we lost to St. Peter's, the worst loss in the NCAA tournament since we started playing here. Which brings us to this year. This is why Kentucky is so amazing. This is why our fan base is so great. Coming off those two results, we were still all in again. We played in the Bahamas. We had 4 games in the middle of the summer against teams we didn't know, and at my restaurant, we were packed every single one with people cheering as if it was the NCAA championship. If we had done post-game shows, the lines would have been full after every game. Why? It didn't matter that we lost 9-16, St. Peter's. We're back for more because that's what we do. That's what we do. Then the season starts. We have a brutal loss to Michigan State. We get embarrassed by Gonzaga. And then 3 weeks later, UCLA plays, and we're all in again. And we watch, and we're disappointed again. And then 1 week later, or week and a half later, here comes this game, and as far as I could tell, everybody was all in again. You couldn't even get into my bar for the game. It was so packed. Everyone I knew was watching the game everywhere. We were all in again. We're ready. Please give us something. And we lay just a terrible performance from start to finish. Game's over. Calipari's now addressing us. And let me be clear about Cal. I'm tired of people saying, I hate Cal, or there are people who still say I love him too much. Here's the reality. Everybody listening to this wants to love Calipari. Everybody listening to this, except a handful of people, you have all loved Calipari at some point.
How many people were excited about winning number 8? Let's bring up the guy who helped make it possible, John Calipari.
Who didn't love him in 2010? Who didn't love him in 2012, 2014, 2015, even 2017? His approval rating in 2017 was probably 95%. The idea that we are somehow, as Kentucky fans, this group of lunatics who don't understand basketball is absurd. We have all loved this guy, and we still want to love him now. He's larger than life. We think we're larger than life. He's a perfect fit for this when things are good, but it's not good. And I don't understand why he and why some of our people can't just say, this is not what this is supposed to be. That game was miserable. It was miserable. By the time they turned it on, we were already losing, and we were never, when they turned on the game, it was 12-5. We were never that close again. The best moment for us was when it flipped on and we realized we were behind. It was brutal. After the game, Cal said, well, we missed some open shots. Yeah, but that's not it. That's not it. I mean, it's frustrating watching guys who can't miss at other schools come here and they can't shoot. There has to be some question where you look at and go, why does that happen? How do Antonio Reeves and C.J. Frederick, who do not miss at their other schools, C.J. Frederick literally led the country in three-point percentage. How do they come here and not make a shot? Do they forget to play? We allowed them to score 89 points. They got whatever they wanted, whenever they wanted it. They got layup, dunk. Oscar Tshiebwe was the National Player of the Year. He played bad. And he's such an amazing player. He still had a ton of rebounds and points. But how many free throws did he miss? How many times did his man make a three without him even putting his hand up? Like, this dude who's amazing, an amazing player, an amazing kid, an amazing human being, he's not even playing well. And the thing is, we know what's going to happen. Every single person knows that Cason Wallace is going to finish his career here, and he's going to go into the NBA, and he's going to be great. He's going to be great. And yet we can't produce a winning team around him. How frustrating is that? How frustrating is it to watch a guy that I know that kid's going to be great, and we can't do anything with him? That's so frustrating. They went to a 1-3-1, and you would have thought we had never played basketball before. They had no idea how to attack it. None. I love Lance Ware. He gives his heart. Man, what a great kid. And he plays so hard. You cannot fault his effort. But does Cal really think our way to success is him and Oscar playing together? In 2023 now, almost, that's how we're going to score? So after the game, I listened to Cal because I want to hear something. I want to hear something. And I know that he wants to win. One of the things I've defended him about for years are people who go, oh, well, he just cares about the NBA, one and done, blah, blah. I've always thought that was nonsense. Nobody who's a competitor and successful doesn't want to win. He wants to win. But I hear no self-reflection from him. He just says like, well, we're not playing well. His quote was, we have great players, they're not playing great. Are you coaching great? Are you? Where is the moment where he says, I'm not coaching great? Where is that moment? I don't think when he says the players aren't playing great, he's throwing them under the bus. I don't think that. They're not playing great. But where's the moment that he says, I'm not coaching great? I can't get through to these guys. My system is not working with these people. Where is that self-reflection? Is it happening? I don't know, because he never tells us. He speaks so little now that we don't know. Pre-game press conferences, he doesn't even do them anymore. Post-game Tom Leach interviews, it's a minute or a minute and a half, and then he's gone. How do we know? Where is the moment where he says, I care about this stuff as much as you do. It pains me like it pains you all. Do you know how much it hurt that we went 9-16 and we lost to St. Peter's? And do you know how much it hurts that I can't get these guys to play? Where's that moment? It's not going to make the product on the court any better, but when you combine what we're seeing on the court, which is terrible, with a coach that doesn't even want to communicate that he cares, and I know he cares. I'm not going to argue he doesn't care. There's no way a man that successful doesn't care. But where is the communication of it, and where is that self-reflection? I think that's what bothers me. I sit here and watch him play. I don't know how much Severe Wheeler and Lance Ware were on the court together, and I have no problem with Severe Wheeler playing. I actually think he did all right tonight. Played better than a lot of the guys. I actually think Lance Ware played all right tonight. But you're not winning with those two guys on the court together. You're not. You can't. There's not enough offense. Then throw in Livingston at the 3, and you're just not going to score enough. And then we couldn't defend anyone. Where's the moment that it sits and he says, okay, maybe I need to change? We heard all week about Adu Thiero. He came in when we were down 18 and played well. So why didn't we see him in the first half? I know CJ got hurt. Reeves missed some shots. But without him out there, when you're down 15, who's hitting threes to bring you back? I don't even know. It feels like to me, we're just throwing stuff against the wall and hoping something works. But how many of us really believe something's going to work? And we got our ass handed to us. Handed to us. Never in it. Those 4 teams all either won or the game's going to come right down to the end. We got destroyed. First-year head coach, who was very impressive, by the way, who beat Kentucky doing Kentucky stuff. Getting up and down the court, controlling tempo, getting to the rim, and imposing their will. We used to do that. He did it to us with worse players than we have. And standing on the sideline, I didn't see him say a word. He looked calm, he looked collected, and his team played amazing. If after tonight, we as fans don't see a problem, then this isn't Kentucky basketball anymore. And if John Calipari doesn't look in the mirror and self-reflect, then I don't know what to say to him. You either evolve or you crash. The great ones evolve. Other people crash. It's up to him to decide. But for the first time tonight, sitting in that bar, packed house, people everywhere, all of whom, Billy, stayed till the end hoping something would happen. That was the first time I thought, I don't know, man. Is he going to be able to do this? I don't know. And I've never questioned whether or not he was the best guy for this job or whether or not he was capable of making this place a winner. I still think he is. But for the first time tonight, as I watched us see a 1-3-1 zone and wither again, I went, I don't know. Maybe not.